Almost everything. 84.
Hey guys, Dan is Almost Everything 84. Coming to you with a review. I picked myself up a power station. This is a 250 watt power station. Pretty good. Beefy unit. We'll go through a bunch of things on here. We'll hook a bunch of stuff up. I think it's got about 300 watts surge max on here, so we'll see how much it could take. First question is, why would you want one of these? Why did I get it? Well, I do a lot of hobbies, and I need power on the go to charge things, whether it's battery packs. Also, I do a lot of boating, a lot of stuff with the car, and just when I'm out, it's good to have a power resource. If I want to charge a tablet, hook up a computer, again, recharging batteries and remotes and such, you don't have to really worry about finding a power source, because this is going to have a lot of different inputs. So you can see it's got two AC outputs on the back, USB outputs, and a bunch of DC as well. So that's probably, like, if you're doing anything like that, you'd really want to have one of these around. On the back here, you'll see it's got a bunch of applications, right? Phone, camera, laptop, game accessories, floodlight, car refrigerator, inflatable. That's pretty good for camping if you want to blow up some of the inflatable mattresses, on and on and on there. So definitely a lot of uses. To turn it on, it's just this switch right here, and that kind of gets everything going. It lights up the blue lights here, lets you know it's fully charged. This came fully charged. I drained it once already and then charged it again. One thing I'll note is when this charges, it makes noise. It sounds like a wave machine almost, and it's almost like this fan comes on and bursts, and I don't know, it makes a weird noise. I hope it's not just mine, but it's not that big of a deal. It takes a couple hours to charge up if you depleted it out. Some of the accessories you get are these DC inputs here. So this would be like if you wanted to hook up and use something that's using a 12 volt, you have it right there. And among other things that you could plug in here, there's a lot of connections that use DC. Those are all output options. And then to charge the unit, it does come with an AC adapter, a pretty beefy one to charge it. It's not labeled, so I always write what it is in permanent white marker. Otherwise, these things get mixed up because it doesn't say the brand on here. You can also charge it from a 12 volt like your car or boat or something like that. And, which I really like on these things, is it does have an input, there it is, for a solar panel. So if you have solar panels, something like maybe this, you can charge as well if you're outside or somewhere where you're not going to be able to for a while and you need it for long term. So that's really cool too. And you can see right on here we got two USBs, we got two AC, we got all the DCs as well. So there's a lot of output options here as well. It comes with a handle that's kind of built in, almost like a luggage thing. This is probably plastic, but it's got a little bit of weight to it, so it's good that it has the handle and you can kind of cart it around. It's not waterproof or anything like that. Certainly don't want to dunk this or have it out. I wouldn't have it out in the rain. There's a lot of vents and a lot of open holes in the actual casing. Okay, so loaded this up a bit. Right now I have the an iPad charging. Have a air purifier on high running off of this. I have the charger for my camera mount charging as well. I have a 12 volt plug going into a car vacuum, which we'll try in a second, and taking a couple readings to see how everything's going. The charger for my camera putting out just about 1.1 amps. There it is, 4.8 volts, so on. So that seems to be charging at a normal pace. iPad's charging normally. Still have all the battery dots on the unit. And then if we flip this over, and we could see that air purifier is drawing just about 30 watts, volts, amps. The 2 USBs running. Now I have a feeling if I turn on this vacuum, it's going to surge it out. So the vacuum will draw to 120 watts. So technically, depending on everything else that's on here, it might surge it out, it might not. So let's see what happens when we turn this on. And we're not getting anything. Okay, so the vacuum is surging it out. See, all the lights went off. Everything died. And the way to reset this is you have to plug in the AC charger, and then it'll reset. So final thoughts on this. I think this is a great power station for all the things we mentioned in the beginning of the video. It's about 5.5 pounds, so it's good to throw in the trunk or boat or whatever, camping wise. And you always have that power on demand. Now, I was looking through the manual, and the DC does have a 60 watt max, so you're not going to be able to run the vacuum like I had, which is going to pull 100. That's why it wasn't working. So if you did have it on the AC side, it would have no problem. As I tested other things like a heating pad and even like a little ceramic heater that I had that was going above that. So it doesn't have any issues doing that. You just have to know on which outputs you're using. So in the DC, you're kind of limited. AC, much more flexibility. And the USB, like anything else, those draw pretty minimal. Anyway, I think it's got 5 amps that'll come out of there anyway. So other than that, some things that, if I could change anything on this, I'd probably, I always say this on these, I'm still looking for one that's more rugged and weatherproof, that can get wet, and maybe has some covers for these things so you could kind of bring it around in the elements. I might not put the USBs right under the AC things, everything on one side. I'd rather have the USBs on one side, AC on one side, kind of things spread out. Not a big deal, but for the larger capacity, I made the sacrifice for that. But I would say in a future model, like a rugged model, I'd probably look for some of those other things. But this really does get the job done, and has a lot of battery power here that's going to be able to charge things and keep the juice alive. So thanks for watching.